Hello and welcome to a very special Gundam battle operation featuring the Rick Deus, a second generation mobile suit developed from the Taoist, or the Dom family's last actual unit. This suit is definitely a step up in the capabilities and tech put into a suit within the Gundam universe. It's a pretty decent unit overall, and I call it the switch hitter of suits at this point because it can do melee and it can do ranged. It also hails from the Zeta Gundam series, and let's go from there. It's a 500 cost and up ground and space capable general with a ballistic and beam resistance of 22. The plus 1 is from the enhancement. A melee resistance of 14, a range strength of 39, a melee strength of 13, a movement speed of an impressive 145, and a thrust gauge of 65. Now this has the complex enhancement, which gives plus 1 to all the parts. So in reality, this unit base without modifications has close range of 10, medium of 12, and long range of 14. Now for equipment, it has a choice for its main ranged armament, and that is the clay bazooka, which acts like pretty much any bazooka you've played throughout the game. Decent damage, okay range, and okay ammo. Its counterpart is the clay bazooka shrapnel, which has a deceptive amount of damage that it does, 110, but it shoots out a bunch of pellets or shrapnel like a shotgun because the rounds disintegrate or rip apart, or shred. That's the best way to put it, and hit the target. So it can do a lot of damage. Has okay amount of range, has an okay amount of ammo, and it has decent reload. For its main armament, it has a beam saber, does what beam sabers do when you do the main strike to knock people down. It does an overhead, much like the Dom does when it does its double fist down onto somebody. And then we have the head mounted Vulcan, which is actually pretty decent damage, and it has okay range. It's about 200, about what I really think most of these should be to make them at least somewhat useful. Then we have the beam pistol ×2, which does really good damage, has decent heat rate, and an okay range. It's really good for harassing people, putting pressure on them, or getting some shots in. Then we have the knuckle sealant launcher. It's okay, but it was meant to stagger and slightly slow units. For skills, we have leg shock absorber level 2, emergency evasion system, flight control program level 2, special leg buffer level 2, high performance balancers, high spec AMBEC level 2, maneuver armor, melee combo controller, forced injector, which is always fantastic to have, instant thrust precision system, anti-blast stabilizer, and pursuit ranged aux program. This unit is great at knocking people down and getting that little bit of extra pepper on them. What are my thoughts on the Rick Deus? I really like the Rick Deus. It can do melee, it can do ranged, it can support people, it can be a push for people. It really has all of the tools that you'd think is necessary for a unit that is truly a general unit. And the Rick Deus just shines in most of those roles. Now, there are suits that come out later that have much more capabilities than it and outshine it, but for the cost it's at and where it's available, it is a suit that can fill a ton of different roles, and it can help pretty much be whatever any team really needs it to do at that moment. So let's see how it does in the match to come.
Hello and welcome to the match, everybody. Hope you're having a great beginning of your week, and oh boy, this match is a little rough, and it's also in place of another match I had recorded and planned on doing, and then the footage got deleted. Yay! But the Rick Deus is still a decent unit. It's a little bit on the shooty side for a Dom style unit. I'm going to consider it a Dom style unit considering its development history, since it came from the development of the Taoist, which I think was the last full production type of the Dom family, or at least the original Dom family. But we're going to be very aggressive here. We're going to push forward, and what we're going to try to do is use its weapons to pick at the opposite team. So we're going to stay here and play a game while our team capture E, and then we're going to start swinging around because we're trying to catch them in a bit of a pincer move. We're going to head and just going to put those beam pistols to some use to do a little bit of picking. We're going to take a shot, but we're going to keep moving out of cover. We're going to take another shot, and what I'm going to do consistently is go to the beam pistols, use them, switch over to the bazooka to try to get in a shot like that so I can close, and then I go right to the head Vulcans when I'm closing in as well to help with that extra bit of damage. So we're going to fire again, come in. We're going to somehow clash with this Hyzak. We're going to back off, catch him, but clash somehow again. And we're going to fall back. We're going to throw out the bazooka, go to the head Vulcans, and start firing. Then we're going to switch over to the bazooka again, try to catch him with that, but we're not going to push too much. We don't want to get caught into a situation with 3 of the team. And we're going to use the beam pistols to do a little extra damage, go to the head Vulcans. Now they're going to keep pushing back a little bit because they really want to just kind of be a gun line, and I'm going to keep trying to switch targets to help my team out. So I'm going to bail over here because originally I was going after that guy, but I'm going to take cover and I'm going to try to use it to extend my life a little bit more. And we're going to take a couple shots. Now we're in a bit of a situation because our teammates aren't really willing to push, so they're just kind of hanging back right now, and that's opening us up to getting shot. 5 is going to start to move up, so we're going to take a shot. We're going to move in. I'm going to try to sell my life so that they can move in on this guy, and there's our first death. So we're going to spawn on E, and we're going to come into this situation. They took out the one guy who had countered me when I got taken out, and I'm going to push him with the Vulcans. It's sometimes a really good strategy in these situations. I'm going to come up on the Hyzak, knock him down, change targets, flip over the Vulcan, and then come over and focus on this guy. Fire into the ground, then smackaroonie him, but he's going to just electric slide out of the way. He's going to be really one of the more persistent individuals here. He's going to also dodge out of that. And 5's going to come in. We're going to then take advantage and take him out. So we're going to switch over again. We're going to come over here, fire. We're going to use those beam pistols as a bit of a pushing weapon. I do use them to either try to get people to back off or to put pressure on someone when I'm trying to charge in on them. So I'm going to hold this position because my team is over there fighting, and I don't want this guy trying to sneak up around. So we're going to get into a bit of an exchange of fire. Now, I kind of wish the other Deus had taken up the position because he has the flak, or the shrapnel bazooka, and that probably would have served him a little bit better in a firefight than my standard one. But regardless, I'm going to try to lock this down as they start maneuvering to push into this side. We're going to keep rattling away at this guy, and, well, he's going to get taken out. Well, we're going to just keep moving. We're going to take him out with the bazooka. We're going to switch out of that, go right to the head Vulcans to kind of build up some stagger on him, and to allow us to open up some space. Switch over to the beam pistols. Bam, bam, bam. He's going to be a really aggressive guy, and we're going to come in, knock him down, switch back over to head Vulcans, try to burn him down with our team member. This unit is really good at switch hitting. That's one thing I'm going to say. He's going to take advantage of that, get taken out, and then we're going to go over to the beam pistols again. Now, we're going to hit him, knock him down, but we're going to keep trying to put as much attention on the other team members here. We're going to fire, catch that guy in the legs, pressure him to move out with a little bit of that beam pistol action. And we're just going to try to lock this position down just to keep them from being able to push too much. So I see my dude going over here, so I'm going to try to back him up as much as I can, but a lot of my weapons are on cooldown. We're going to use those beam pistols to get some of that extra damage going. We're going to switch over and go after that Hyzak, but he's going to have built up enough stagger on us that we can't do much. So we're going to put pressure on him again with the Vulcans on the head. switch over to the bazooka, fire. He's going to swiggle wiggle, and there's a fire going to be on him, but I don't trust it so much, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish him off. The Mark II is going to come and go after us, and he's going to get followed up by the Hyzak, giving us our second death. So we're going to drop in at C to change things up and try to back up 5. We're going to come in from behind, and we're going to fire, not hit. Then we're going to catch him with the down strike, come in, give him another down strike. I do really like the overhead strike that it does. And I'm going to try to push myself in front to take the burden of the damage for 5. And, well, we're going to help take that Hyzak out. And we're going to keep backing up. This unit's best at fighting kind of retreating battles, oddly enough. It can be aggressive. That Mark II is going to come in, get countered by 5. We're going to back off because we don't want to interrupt him. And we're just going to put some of them beam pistols into him. Using the head Vulcans again, we're going to come in, fire with our bazooka, smack him with the beam saber. I made sure it was the neutral so I wouldn't hit any of my guys. And we're going to switch over to the beam pistol, take out the Mark II, and push back out. Like I said, this unit is really good at switching. Just depending, as long as you don't get too focused on one style of gameplay. You can be an aggressor, you can fight defensively, you can do a lot of range damage, you can also just really be obnoxious to people. So we're going to do a little bit of fighting on this guy at the moment. He's going to try to get us, but we're going to counter him, and bam, into the ground. Unfortunately, we're going to join him because we're going to get bull rushed, and there we go. And the match is effectively over. So, in general, the Rick Deus is a very good unit to kind of have something that can kind of do just about any job you'd want in the game. So, there's our timeout. Let's see how we did. So there's our victory pose. Very heroic, of course. Wide stance. So we got 2 board positions and first place. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.